What is up, woke family? It's your boy Wokey Bucks, and I'm back again with another live stream. So the topic that I'll be discussing this live stream today is going to be in regards to why black men don't date black women from a black man's side or from black men's perspective. You feel what I'm saying? So what we're basically going to do is we're basically going to break down this video. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm basically going to give you my thoughts and opinions. And then from there in the comment section, y'all can let me know your thoughts and opinions based off of what the men said. You feel what I'm saying? We're a woke family. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to share our thoughts and opinions with each other. And we're just going to continue to grow and learn. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, let's get into this video, man. Y'all going to see the screen. Well, y'all going to see the video pop up on the screen in a couple of seconds. So let's get into it. Okay.
I disagree with this whole idea.
I don't buy it. I really don't.
I don't think that swirling happens on lower levels than we think it does.
No doubt.
It really does.
No
What do you mean by that?
Like, there aren't that many black men marrying that many white women. It's not, the numbers are not that high. The statistics say so.
The profiles might be higher, so people say, okay, well, Kanye did it, so now this means X, Y, Z. This ball player did it. So
Not even that many
that's
of
all
them.
good. But even exactly, even that narrative.
Those are the exceptions, though,
Even
bro.
that
Those are the exceptions.
There are a lot of things
like we said about the negative.
No
The
question.
negative gets put out there, and it just gets fed into for whatever
The
reason.
negative is more exciting.
The majority of the married black men I know who are in great positions, black women.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the
Me too.
majority.
Me too.
But like I said, most of them are not on the internet. They're not on Twitter. So as far as this conversation goes, they don't exist.
Yeah.
Right.
The angrier people are the ones that make the most noise. And
Right.
that's why they determine what the narrative is going to be that we talk about.
Truth.
The swirling thing is
That's a fact. I'm actually going to agree with what the brother said. A lot of black women don't realize that majority of black men stick with black women. You feel what I'm saying? But let's get back into it.
So when it comes to money, oftentimes black men may attain a certain level financially and then enter a different realm of life.
Right.
And within that different realm, there may be more white women there.
Right.
Here's my
True.
coworkers,
That's
man.
possible.
That's what it
It
is.
may just be if you hit that $1 million mark, for example. So
Not even, though. But I hear
around,
you.
and
feel you.
unfortunately, we are conditioned to believe that white is that level of success. We're
Yeah.
not gonna lie and say it's
No,
not.
it's true. Yeah.
But
I don't know any dudes who are like, if I get a white chick, I'm
Nah,
winning.
I don't know.
I'm
no.
speaking historically. I'm
No,
speaking
that's
more
the-
like
No,
on
yeah,
a
I'm
deeper
sure
I
level.
historically,
I
yes. I'm
interviewed
talking about
someone
this right
that
now.
did.
Yeah.
They
If a
said
guy
that.
if
Say
a guy
again?
says that, he's getting barked on.
Wait.
I heard a guy
He
say
getting
he's married
That's a fact.
with him. He's like, yeah, yo, my next wife, she's gonna be white. I'm not doing on black woman. I can't do it. I can't
Yeah,
do it.
that's crazy.
That blew my mind. I'm
Right.
like, wow.
Did you bark on him though?
Nah, I'm not gonna bark on him. He's a grown man. You can do it
But
7
you guys were
months.
friends? Or what was the
No.
situation? Oh, you didn't know? Okay.
No.
I thought he was your friend. Okay.
No.
He's like, you barked on him, right? You did bark.
I respect that. I respect that.
That's what you got to do. Like sometimes
No,
you say something crazy.
But
like,
really,
hold up,
but at the
wait,
same
wait.
time,
But he has
time,
6 children with the black woman. So him saying that, I want a white woman after
Lucky
being
number
married,
6.
6 children.
Right.
And he ready for the next wife too?
Right.
And he's thinking about next wife.
You need to slow down.
That's a good point, though. I don't know if that's really is your responsibility to be like to tell this man he can't.
I don't think
be
you should
with
ever
this white
tell a
woman.
man what
Right.
to do, but I think it depends on the circumstance.
It's
As far
not
as-
telling,
I think
right?
if you're being
It's just
disrespectful,
Right.
it's at least a point
Okay.
to ask.
Understood.
Yeah, well, like you can't tell another man what
Right.
to do.
Do.
Right.
But you like,
Absolutely.
really?
I agree with them. In my opinion, I'm going to say that I don't think you can tell another man what to do, but if you are friends with another man and you consider him your brother, like your friend brother, you know what I'm saying? It's your duty to be able to tell him the truth, right? There's a difference between telling a man what to do, right? There's a difference between telling a man what to do and telling him the truth. You got to tell him the truth if you sincerely care about him. But if you don't, hey, let him do what he has to do. Let's get back into it, man.
It's like that's kind of how that one example, that one exception, you see maybe like a handful of them, like, okay, that's what happens because that's what's being seen more.
Right.
Versus what the reality on the ground actually is.
Now, but the issue but black women must think this, or it's not a question, right? So, the disconnect is there, but why is that? I don't know. I mean, media, yes, but this has been going on before social media, obviously. This has been going on for
Years.
Years and years and
Slavery
years and
time
years.
too, yeah.
And it's better now than what it was 50 years ago. 30 years ago in the 80s. In the 80s, it was an issue in the 80s. It's not an issue now, but it still exists as a thing for black women to consider.
Right.
And that might be a failing on our part somehow for not getting that message across. Like, hey, that's dead.
Right.
You know?
We
I
need
think,
to.
I think it's a combination issue because yes, there's the crossover, but I think it also goes when you have so many men who aren't staying with their black women, even if they don't go to a white woman, just leave. Like it's hitting them from both ends. It's like okay, you're either going with
Ask yourself this question: why are those men not staying with the women though?
I can see it from that angle.
So what about the brothers that like they tried to mess with the black women, but the black woman wasn't really giving them no rhythm?
You see what I said? Go back and look at my previous examples. I said if you're not a hood, like if you're not a gangster or a rapper or a thug, most black women do not prefer you, bro.
Well, you know, people like you say, times
I mean,
change. We
look,
get to mingle with
Those
everybody.
things are all right. You know, I don't know. I my experience is very segregated. Like high school, like college.
Right.
Like most of my friends are black. You know, I have white friends, but most of my white
many
friends
you got? How
are
many white
white
friends
males.
If you can count. If you
I
count.
have a lot. I have like
How many?
8.
That's a high count. That's a high count. I only got like 2 friends, so you're doing good.
That's a lot.
You're doing good.
Y'all work every day of the week, right?
Right, and twice on Sunday.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Doing big things.
You know
made
what I
it.
mean?
Got a lot.
But I don't have a lot of white female friends.
Okay.
And that's just happenstance. I don't know why that is, but that's what it is. And you know, I had white coworkers, and they once tried to set me up one of their friends. You know, and because I've mentioned this to them about me only dating black girls, and they were like, "What?" You know, and I was like, "But I don't not date black. I don't not date white women. I only just date black women." You know, I try to explain to them like that because then otherwise they might have felt a little bit like
Offended?
Right.
And I was like, if you set the date up, I will go. You know, I didn't think they were going to do it.
Right.
I thought they were just saying it just to be saying it. What you having a discussion at work? You don't think that's real?
Right.
Next day, yo, we're set up. I'm like, okay, wow.
This is real.
And we're, so we went to 40/40 Club. This is when it first opened. This is like,
Let's go.
This is like 04, 05, right? And I was like, wow, I'm about to, here I go. You know, I had never had a date with a white girl ever, ever in life. And we get there, we're sitting down. There were a lot of black folks in the room.
Looking at you.
Black women in the vicinity. I was like, they're not staring at me, I'm bugging. They're looking at me? No, I'm bugging.
Dude,
But I felt like it in my mind that they were.
Right. No doubt.
And so we talked, we ordered, We got, we paid the check, we left, I shook her hand. Dinner was nice.
Her hand.
Boom. And that was so the next day it was like, what happened with the girl? I was like, it was cool, but no. And it wasn't because she was white. We didn't have any connectivity.
Right.
But I don't know if that connectivity was because she was white. I don't know, and I didn't really try to find out because I didn't care.
Right.
You know
At
what I
that
mean?
point. With the black women
You
that were
didn't want
there,
to. You
I didn't really
you
want
didn't want
to.
to date.
No,
You
I
didn't
didn't.
want to
shut off to it.
There are so many dope black girls that it's not really a thing for me to be like, yo, I'm swirling. It just
Right.
See, my whole thing with that, real quick, is that I just want to be able to relate to somebody, right? I want, like when somebody get beat up at UVA, I want to be able to speak to somebody that understands why this hurts to see something like that, right? Not like somebody
good
going,
point.
"Oh, how do you feel about this?" Like
she gotta know stuff. She
you know what I mean?
She gotta know.
I don't want to have to translate. I don't want to have to be the cultural translator of it. I just want to be able to. You just get it.
I don't have
You just
time.
get it.
You don't know who Fannie Lou Hamer is. I ain't got
Right.
time to explain this to you. Like I don't have time for these conversations. I don't have time for these conversations.
if I Google it,
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to Ask a Black Man. For more of these videos, please subscribe to Madame Noir.
Yeah, we're not doing free promos, so we're done. But yeah, so let's really hop into this conversation, right? Woke family, we're gonna really discuss it tonight, and we're gonna get in detail with it. So obviously, based off of what the black men had to say, right? There were so many different factors, right? So many different factors to why black men date outside of their race. Now, first and foremost, like obviously, they discuss in their questions, right, or their answers. Majority of black men generally tend to not date outside of their race. Let me say that again. Majority of black men generally tend to not date outside of their race. They generally tend to date black women. I think it's about a good 85 to 90% of black men, right? So this narrative of black men not wanting to date white women anymore. The reality of the situation is that most black men want to date most black women, but the reality is that most black women are starting to develop that mentality of I'm strong and I'm independent. I get my own money. I'm a boss, babe, or I'm a boss, bitch. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like you have to realize that when you're coming across at that mentality, it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to tolerate somebody who is even working harder than you, or even if they're not working harder than you, they're working smarter than you and making more money. Because let's really talk about the situation. It's not even only black women, but it's also white women as well too, Hispanic women, Asian women, bro. Women who carry that mantra of being a strong and independent black or strong and independent woman or strong and independent black woman in this situation. Most of y'all women are dealing with bums. You're dealing with men that don't have any ambition. You're dealing with men that don't want to put in the work to be able to achieve a future, to be able to take care of you. So how can you respect a man and when you're paying all the bills, right? And you're spending all the money. But that's the type of reality that you guys want to live in, right? Y'all want to be so strong and independent. It's like, nah, bro, like y'all are really y'all are going against what God set out for you to be. Like, when it comes to like even those same strong and independent boss babes, y'all want to earn your own money, but you don't want to spend it. You want to spend the men's money, right? So you want that man to basically be the provider for you and provide, right, through him doing his traditional role, through him acting in his traditional role. But you as women don't want to be traditional women. I'm telling you, you've noticed over generations, over decades, over centuries, women have started to change in their mentality, but men have remained the same. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? In my opinion, I think it's getting worse, right? You're allowing the devil to be able to manipulate you. You're allowing the devil to come in and try to move you away from what God set out in stone for you, right? In 2022, when you tell a woman that you as a man want her to be feminine and submissive, they see that as you trying to tell her to be a slave. But it's like your mom was doing that. That's why her marriage was successful. Or even if your mom's marriage wasn't successful, your grandmother was doing that. There is a good thing in a woman being feminine and submissive and her cooking and cleaning. Why? Because the thing you have to understand is that if you're doing those things for a man that truly respects you or you truly respect, right, and vice versa, if you want to start a business, he's going to set you up. But the problem is that y'all as women, y'all make the first choice. Then we as men, we make the second choice when it comes to dating dynamics, when it comes to relationship dynamics. Y'all have to learn how to choose wisely, bro. Is this person fit enough to be the father of my kids? Is this person responsible? Is this person going to stay here, especially when times get tough, and be able to provide for us? And then on top of that as well, too, y'all got to knock down this mantra of being a strong and independent woman. Y'all are literally making yourself unavailable to at least 75 to 80% of the male population because of that mantra. And I'm going to be real. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell y'all what most men are not willing to tell y'all as women, especially black women in this situation, because y'all are the ones that started off the strong and independent wave. You have to understand that at the end of the day, most men might cap to you. They're gonna cap to you and tell you, oh yeah, I like you being strong and independent, babe. They don't like that. It's a turnoff. It's disgusting. Honestly. Why do I say it's disgusting? Because the reality of the situation is that if you're going to make your own money, spend your own money and be by yourself. But y'all want to carry that mantra of being strong and independent into a relationship. It does not work. You're either going to be strong and independent and be single for as long as you're going to be single, and understand that your time is ticking while you're single, because your body goes through a period and phase where it's going to be easier for you to have children. And then once you pass that phase, it's going to be very, very hard, right? You might not even be able to have children after a point, right? And you already know society is going to judge you off of you being able to have enough kids or have kids in general. And on top of you being able to have kids, you also being able to get married and have the right husband, right? So that's the situation at hand. You're like, it's unfortunate, but it's reality. You feel what I'm saying? Brother, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Woke family, like my brother Trex brought up this point, and I really want us to address it, man. Like, you have to be honest with ourselves. A lot of black women do have unrealistic expectations. But this is the thing: it's not only black women; it's women in general. Especially with the rise of TikTok, especially with the rise of Tinder, especially with the rise of Instagram. A lot of these women, they are starting to see the lifestyles of Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Kim Kardashian. Y'all want to live the lives that they're living, but y'all are average women. Y'all aren't putting in the work that they put in. Now, am I supporting and glorifying what they're doing? Hell no, because we know what these type of women are. They're 403s. You know what I'm saying? But we're not finna say too much. But y'all want to live the lives that they're doing, but you're not willing to do what they did to be able to attract those types of men, right? Isn't Cardi B the same woman who came out with the song last year? I don't cook, I don't clean, but watch how I get this ring. Offset literally recorded her sweeping the floor. Come on now, bro. So this hot girl summer, oh yeah, I want to be strong and independent. It's BS. Stop allowing society to dictate how you behave. Y'all literally saw a TikTok of a woman saying it's giving. Now all y'all women say it's giving. Be different. Be yourself. Y'all don't even know how to have simple conversations with men anymore. You get socially awkward. Like what? How? Especially when men approach you as much as men approach you. How are you nervous to talk to dudes? Or is it just pride? Or is it just pride? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's situations like that that you really have to start to think to yourself and ask yourself, you know what? I really want to see myself being successful in the future. I really got to step up my game. But let's be honest. A lot of y'all women live life on easy mode. All y'all have to do is show up. You could be a big beluga whale, right? 5'2", 400 pounds, 5'1", 350 pounds. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to put in the work to self-improve like we as men do. And then when we do put in the work to self-improve, y'all still try to say that we're not good enough because we don't make $100,000, because we're not driving a Lamborghini, because we don't have the chains on our neck. We don't have the bust down roll the avalanche. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand the reality of the situation. What y'all are doing is causing, especially, I'm not going to say only black men, but I'm saying men in general, to be able to leave y'all, right? Rest in peace to the icon, Kevin Samuels, right? He talked about this, bro. Y'all as women have unrealistic dating standards, and it causes you to be single, right? You can go on any type of dating app or relationship app and see women that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. They're single. There's a reason why they're single, because of the things that they did in their past, right? Brother, there's a reason, like woke family, there's a reason why black men are walking away from the dating scene, right? Because the reality is that a lot of black men are starting to realize the truth about not only black women, but women in general. They don't want to tolerate it, bro. They don't want to have to deal with it, honestly speaking. You know what I'm saying? And who would want to? If you were in that situation, would you want to deal with it? I wouldn't think so. So one has to really be able to see the reality for the way it is and then move accordingly. The reality of the situation is that there are so many things going on that really make men to think, is it worth me dealing with it? Now, I'm going to give y'all a little piece of advice. You feel what I'm saying? Because I love all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the woke family. The reality of the situation is that y'all should never deal with a woman that does not have respect for you. How does she have respect for you? She has respect for you because most things, if not all things you tell her, she listens to and she remembers it. When she remembers it, she's going to reproduce it in actions. You feel what I'm saying? So if I were to give you an example, let's say, for instance, you were always rushing to work and you didn't have time to be able to pay the electricity bill. And she covered it for you one time. You know what I'm saying? And am I saying that it should be a reason why she should be always doing it? Nah, because you have to understand, when you constantly make a woman spend her money, she's gonna start to dislike you. But if she has that respect for you and you've been looking out for her as much as you have been, especially when it comes to buying her stuff from time to time. Now, am I telling you want to simp for a woman? No. But if this woman has shown you, based off of her characteristic, that she's feminine, she's submissive, she cooks for you, she cleans for you, you know what I'm saying? Show her love. Buy her presents from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't do those things, you're going to lose her. Now, with that being said, obviously, if you're running late from work and she pays the electricity bill one time, show her love. Because that woman is showing you that she wants to be with you. That's the respect. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. Like, but y'all gotta learn that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like, this is the thing we have to realize, guys. Like, the reality of the situation is that the biggest dating app in America is Instagram. The biggest dating app in the world, in fact, is Instagram. People from Hong Kong and China can get in contact with people that are in Los Angeles, people that are in Toronto, people that are in British Columbia, people that are in Mexico City, Mexico. You know what I'm saying? You can literally get in contact with anybody all with the tap of a finger. That is the biggest dating app in the world. Now, with that being said, it's up to you to determine how you're going to move accordingly with it. Now, do I think that they should be banned? I'm not going to say no, but at the same time as well, too, what I will say is that you have to really be careful who you're meeting on social media, right? I really do sincerely believe you have to be careful. You have to vet the person out. You have to really make sure that you sense their energy and you see that their energy is godly. Because I'm going to be honest with you, as unfortunate as this is to say, a lot of women in this modern day generation, right, in this modern day society, a lot of these women possess demonic spirits. So it's up to you as a man to really be able to vet her out to determine, you know what, let me see if this is the right girl that I would want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many different factors, right? So now that we get back to the point about why at least the narrative that is being spread out there that black men turn to white women as they become more successful, it's not true, right? You can look at the most successful people that are black right now, right? They have black wives. Now, do all of them have black wives? No. But let's also talk about that situation, bro. When it comes to a black woman choosing that she wants to date outside of her race, she goes to a white man. Black men don't bat an eye at that. Black men don't care, because at the end of the day, if you don't want me and you want him, cool. But why is it every single time when it comes to black women and they see that a black man is dating a man outside of their race, they feel some type of way? But this is the same man that you didn't want because you thought he was a geek. You thought he was a nerd. You feel what I'm saying? I'll even give y'all a personal example. We'll go into my history, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned before, I wasn't that type of dude like who was like a thug or a gangster. Now, am I gonna say that I didn't have any hood in me? No. I spoke slang. You know what I'm saying? Based off of the way I dressed, like you could tell that I was living in that environment, but I wasn't fully like that. Like I didn't grow up having guns. I didn't grow up doing drugs, all that. You know what I'm saying? But I was from that environment, right? With that being said, you have to understand that just because you speak like that doesn't mean that the women that are from that environment are going to test you. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to really test you to see if you're like that. Now, I'll be honest with myself, and I'll say that a lot of women did test me. They didn't feel like I was that dude, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? This was high school. I'm talking about high school. So between when I was 14 and 18, now I'm 22. So this was like 4 or 5 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? Most of the black women were not checking for me. I'll say this again. Most of the black women were not checking for me back then. Now, fast forward to prom, right? Fast forward to prom. When most of those black women were not checking for me, I pulled up to prom with a bad Asian chick. Let me say this again. I pulled up to prom with a bad Asian chick. You were to rate her on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give her 8.59. She was beautiful for sure. You know what I'm saying? Pulled up with it. You know how many black women were staring at me because I pulled up to prom with a different race of woman? But y'all were the same women who didn't want me. But now I pulled up with a different chick. Y'all got a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? That just goes to show you reality. That just goes to show you reality. So y'all will get mad when black men decide to move on to other races, but y'all are the same women that did not choose for him, did not look for him because he wasn't a thug, he wasn't a gangster, he wasn't a rapper. And it's like, does that mean that all black women are like that? No. There are a select few, you know what I'm saying? There are a select few black women that try to go for the men that actually have their stuff together and want to build with that man. Now, I'm going to be real. For us as black men, if you ever come across a type of black woman, keep her. If she's willing to help you improve and willing to see you succeed, keep her. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, most black women are not like that. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And I want to distinguish real quick, you know what I'm saying, between black women and African and Caribbean women. There's a complete difference. When I say black women, I'm specifically talking about African American women that were brought up in the United States that are not, I'm not gonna say that they're not of African origin, but it's not like, I'm talking about like ancestors of slaves, like not ancestors, but descendants of slaves, right? Those are who I'm specifically talking about, right? Because obviously I've gotten comments of women asking me, you know what's the difference between an African woman and a black woman? And I explain the difference. You know what I'm saying? Generally, African women tend to have been raised a lot better. I'm talking about a well-raised African woman. Now, does that mean all African? No, I can't speak for all, but I'm going to speak for the majority. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I agree with you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they when you're a geek or you're a nerd, they tend to ignore you. They don't give you that attention because you're not hood enough. You're not hood enough in their opinion. You're not ghetto enough in their opinion. In their opinion, you're not ghetto enough. You're not hood enough. And it's like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. For any black man that's watching this, bro, if you've ever encountered a woman that has tried to like judge you based off of the way you carry yourself and thinks that you're not hood enough or thinks you're not gangster enough, cut her off, bro. Don't even talk to her, bro. She's not for you. She's not for you. She's never going, like, I'm not gonna say she's never gonna respect you, but understand that, like, even if you do level up and you do make it, she's gonna always try to find a way to try to downplay your effort, bro. She's not worth it. She's an energy drainer. Let her go. Those are gonna be the same women that are gonna be 35 and single, asking, why can't I find a good man? Look at the situation with Ciara and Russell Wilson, bro. Ciara was very, very lucky to have met a dude like Russell Wilson. I'm gonna be honest with you. Any dude that watches this video, if you're ever coming across a woman that is a single mother and you have no children, do not date her. Do not date her. Do not take her seriously, right? Obviously, there's a difference between dating her and taking her seriously because most dudes have the intention of, oh yeah, I'm just gonna smash. Nah, bro, stay away from her, bro. You don't want to incorporate all of the demonic energy that she has, bro. Now, am I saying that all single mothers have demonic energy? No, bro, but you have to understand, women make the first choice when it comes to dealing with men. Men make the second choice. So you, as a woman, have to be responsible enough for your own decisions. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I also going to say that there aren't single mothers out there that haven't gone through a lot? There are. Like, this is my only thing that I would say. The only type of single mothers that you should give pardon to, if you find out the full and honest truth, because let's be honest, a lot of women lie about these things. The only single mother that you should give pardon to is a single mother that unfortunately was well, I'm not going to spell it out, but was graped. Was graped. You feel what I'm saying? If she was graped, it's a completely different situation. Now, am I saying that I would, like if she had a son, like if she was graped and she had a son for the dude who graped her, right? Would I take that woman seriously? Unfortunately not, because at the end of the day, it's not my job in that situation to be able to raise another man's kid. That doesn't mean that I can't provide some financial support from sometimes or moral support, but it's not like I'm going to be providing financial support like I'm paying child support. No, once in a while to be able to look out and show love, but that's not, like, unfortunately, that's not my responsibility. And some might say, oh yeah, you're cold-hearted for saying that, but like, nah, bro, like that's the mentality that we as men have to have, bro. Because if not, like, you're going to a lot, like, cause let's be real, a lot of women lie about getting raped anyway. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women cap about that. So you really don't know who to trust and who not to trust. It's about he says, she says. You have to go off of actions. You have to pay attention to actions because actions are always going to show you the real thing. You know what I'm saying? You pay attention to actions. Actions are always going to show you the reality of the situation. Now, once you know the reality, you move accordingly. That's why we have this channel, right? This is the woke family. We are woke ones. We are able to distinguish truth from lies. We have to be able to be woke enough to be able to see the truth the way it is, no matter how hard it is, no matter none of that. You know what I'm saying? That is just the reality. Now let's get back to the situation involving the black women and hood dudes, bro. Y'all gotta stop wasting your energy, like, especially when it comes to dealing with women that don't appreciate you. So with us talking about the Ciara situation, like I said, a lot of women think that they're going to be able to have their fun in their 20s, to be able to sleep around, and then probably end up getting a baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? But then when things don't work out with the baby daddy, you think you're going to be able to find a Russell Wilson to come and save you. That is very unlikely. Right? And I'm going to be honest with you. If I were Russell Wilson, I would have never taken Ciara seriously, knowing that she has a kid with another dude. especially if I don't have kids with her. You know what I'm saying? Or if I don't have kids with another woman. So, dudes, my point is that we got to stop lowering our standards. 100%, especially for women. We got to stop lowering our standards because you think that she's going to do that exact same thing for you. She's not. You feel what I'm saying? So stop lowering your standards. You got to level up. Whether it's getting in the gym every day, whether it's praying to God and developing that spiritual relationship with Him and doing His work on earth, mentally, emotionally, getting in control of your emotions, getting in control of your feelings, even when people piss you off. How do you respond to that? You got to ignore that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be honest with you. You have a lot of demonic spirits in this world that are going to try to irritate you, piss you off, agitate you. When they try to irritate you and you don't give them that energy of aggression, and you know what I'm saying? They can't steal any energy from you. But a lot of, and I'm telling y'all this right now, a lot of y'all decide to take things personally, bro. You cannot take things personally when it comes to dealing with people. Learn to stop taking things personally because it's going to stop you from achieving your goals in life, bro. Because you're going to be so caught up on stuff that has nothing to do with anything that in what you want to do. So stop taking things personally, bro. Stop giving energy to these demonic spirits. I'm telling you, bro. You might think that especially as men, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Women too. The minute you leave your house to the minute you come back, you are fighting demonic spirits day in and day out. Honest to everything I love. You are fighting demonic spirits, or you will come across godly spirits. But to be real with you, you're going to come across demonic spirits way much more than you're going to come across godly spirits because we live in a demonic world, unfortunately. This is why when you trust in Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior, He will save you from every demonic force in this world. Because you have to understand that He that is in Him is greater than he that is in the world. The world is the demonic, devilish place. But He that's in us, which is God, which is Jesus Christ, is greater than everybody else. So let's stick to that and let's trust in God and continue to do well, no matter how demonic this world gets, because it can never surpass the power of God. Let's really talk about this whole family. You have to understand, the reason why black women use shaming language is just because they realize that what you're saying is the truth, but they don't want to give you credit. Women use shaming language to try to downplay your effort. So when women try to, I'm going to be honest with you, when women use shaming language, you got to call them out on them using shaming language. How do you call them out? Right? Let's say that she says you're stupid or you're a bitch or whatever she says, right? Or that you're insecure because you don't like, you got to call them out. How do you call them out? You got to tell them that you're acting emotional because of the words that you're using. So when you and somebody said that this is going to piss them off even more, who cares, bro? You're either going to be a people pleaser or you're going to please God. How do you please God? By calling people out on their BS. Now, am I saying that you have to do that all the time? No. Life is a delicate balance. You got to choose when it's right to do that and when it's not right to do that. But you have to learn, especially us as guys, we got to start learning how to call women out on their BS. Because when you call a woman out on her BS, now she's forced to either pick up the slack or she has to walk away. But I'm going to tell you, either way, she's going to respect you. So it doesn't really matter if a woman uses shaming language. You got to call her out and be like, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. You're acting very emotional. If you're going to be coming around me with that type of energy, you got to step back. I don't really want to deal with that type of energy. And the last thing you're going to do is to try to shame me because of your insecurities. Thank you and goodbye. Simple. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I'm not telling you to say it exactly the way I said it. That's just an example. And I'm not going to lie. In situations like that, you really have to determine the tone that you're going to go with it to. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends. But there's so many things that you have to be aware of, especially when it comes to dating in 2022. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different factors. Now, before we end up this live, I want to clarify these points real quick. You feel what I'm saying? First point, when it comes to black men and black women, most black men are not dating outside of the race. Again, I'm going to say this for the last time. Most black men are not dating outside of their race. So that narrative that's being pushed, that black men are dating outside of their race, is cap. Most black men are not dating outside of their race. And all we can do is speak for most black men. We cannot speak for majority of black men. We can speak for majority. We can't speak for all black men. You feel what I'm saying? And then number two, that narrative regarding black men dating outside of their race needs to stop because it's not true. And then on top of that as well too, as a 1B number two, black women need to stop putting out this mantra of being strong and independent because it's costing you relationships. right? When you go off with this mentality of being strong and independent, you're coming across as prideful, egotistic. Most men don't want to deal with that. Men that have respect for themselves and fear God, God-fearing men, they don't want to deal with the one that's prideful. Learn how to embrace your femininity. Learn how to embrace submission to a man. Learn how to be able to cook. Learn how to clean. Because when you're dealing with men that appreciate you, men that have value for you, they're going to do everything that it takes within their power to take care of you. They're going to set up a business for you. They're going to give you money. They're going to give you children. Your happiness is predicated off of the type of children you have, right? Whether they're good children or bad children, the relationships you build with people, the businesses you have. If you don't do the right things, you're not going to be able to be granted those things in life. Now, why am I saying what I'm saying? Because women try to go for career first. When you as a woman try to go for a career first, you're limiting the amount of years that you would have been able to have children that are going to end up healthy without any type of chronic illness, without any type of problem. But y'all want to end up having children when you guys are 35, 40 years old. And then when the doctor tells you that it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to have children because you've lost most of your eggs, you wonder why. Why can't I have children? You feel what I'm saying? You can't have children because when you were supposed to have children, you were partying, you were drinking, you were having intercourse with random men, incorporating all that demonic energy in you, incorporating all of those diseases, STIs, STDs. Somebody say, oh yeah, you're doing too much, you're talking too much. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. You feel what I'm saying? You were doing all of those things instead of trying to make yourself into the best version of yourself, into the most feminine, submissive woman you could become for your man in the future. These are the results of all of the negative things that you've done in the past. Now it's coming to bite you back in the butt. So the reality is that however you make your bed, that's how you're going to lay in it. If you make your bed off of trivial, disrespectful, disgusting things, right, you're going to lay in that bed. Now, if you set a good foundation, you feel what I'm saying? The bed that you're going to lay in is going to be profitable to you, 100%. You marry a good man, you date a good man, you get in a relationship with a good man, you have kids, you're cooking for him, cleaning for him, showing him love, especially if this is a man that you vetted out properly. Because I'm not telling you to do that with every man. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But when you're dealing with men, you're coming into contact with men, you need to start vetting men out properly. Is this man going to be a good father to my kids? Is this man going to be a good husband in the future? These are the questions you should be asking yourself on a daily basis. Does this man seem like the type of man, if I ask him for something, he's going to set me up with a business? Because let's be real, when it comes to a lot of black women, they want to be set up with businesses, which is not a problem. Let's be real, mostly black women, they want to do eyelashes and nails. There's no problem with that. But what you should be asking yourself is, what am I willing to do to be able to get that out of my husband, right? I want to be able to be the best wife that I can possibly do it. But this is my thing. Don't try to be the best wife for your husband just to get those things out of him. Let it be genuine. How do you know it's going to be genuine? When you vet the man out properly. But if you don't vet the man out properly, you're going to know it's not going to be genuine. Because if he asks you to do one little thing, you're going to try to come up with an excuse for why you can't do it, right? Because you don't respect him. A lot of dudes want respect first instead of or a lot of dudes want love first instead of respect. Your girl cannot love you if she does not respect you. Let me repeat that again. Your girl cannot love you if she does not respect you. You have to demand respect first. That's why you should not tolerate BS from a woman. At any point in time, if she tries to go crazy on you and tries to disrespect you or violate you, bro, you got to press her right then and right there. You got to press her, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to cap. You got to press her. Now, there's different. Some people might try to make it seem like, oh, what do you mean by press? I'm talking about like, you need to be able to let her know, listen, I'm not finna tolerate the nonsense. You need to watch who you're talking to. You know who I am. Like that, like stuff like that. If you got to raise your voice a little bit to do it, raise your voice. Because a lot of y'all men think that, oh yeah, if you do those things, it's going to cause the woman to run away. Nah, bro. It's only going to cause the woman to become more attracted to you. You got to do those things, bro. I promise you, I'm not going to lie. You got to do those things. Those are the things that you got to do that is going to be able to make her to become more attracted to you. That is going to make her to be able to respect you more. That is going to make her to want to go harder to be able to keep your attention. Especially if you're a dude that's in the gym. Especially if you're a dude that's on your spiritual journey with God. Especially if you're a dude that's getting to the bag. I'm telling you, these are all the things that are going to follow it. These are all the things that are going to follow it. Especially if you stay on your purpose, bro. You stay on your purpose, all of those positive things are going to happen. Mark my words. But it's about your mentality. What are you willing to do to achieve those things? What are you willing to do to be able to be the boss A lot of dudes want to try to be the boss, but you're not ready to pay the cost. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. And it's not just about money, bro. It's about everything you're willing to sacrifice in order to be at the top. In order to be able to have women respect you. In order to be able to have women do anything for you. A woman that respects you, a woman that loves you is willing to do anything. She'll buy you chocolates. She'll buy you a winter coat. She'll take you, you know what I'm saying? She'll take you anywhere. She'll buy you anything you want. She'll buy it for you, bro. Even if she doesn't have all the money in the world. She realizes that you're her future. So with her realizing that you're her future, she's willing to spend money, even if it's all the money she has in her bank account, just to make sure that you're in a good spot, because she knows subconsciously in her brain, you're going to be the one to take care of her in the future. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. But it's going to be very, very hard for that to happen when she's not in her feminine state, especially with her not being in her feminine state, you as the man not being on your grind. You got to be on your grind, and you have to deal with women that appreciate you. You feel what I'm saying? Black women, this is a message to y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is also a message to every other race of women. Y'all gotta stop this mantra, like I said, of being strong and independent. It's not getting you anywhere, right? Learn how to become more feminine and submissive in your roles that God gave you, because God gave you those roles for a reason. So stick to them. And you also have to learn how to cook and clean. Don't listen to Cardi B talking about, I don't cook, I don't clean. Watch, it's BS. She cooks and she cleans for Offset. You know what I'm saying? She got exposed by Offset. So let's stop that mantra. And this hot girl summer stuff, y'all got to stop that too. The Instagrams, I'm going to tell you the truth. This last thing I'm going to say, and then we're going to end this live. The Instagrams, y'all got to realize that when you're in a serious relationship, right? When you're in a serious relationship, or when you're talking to somebody especially, you need to delete your Instagram. I'm telling you right now, when you have your Instagram open, you're allowing other men to be able to try to pursue you, to be able to get in contact with you. If you respect the man that you're dealing with, you won't have Instagram at all. You won't have any dating apps. So if you sincerely want to keep the relationship long with who you're dealing with, especially if you respect and love him and admire him, delete social media completely and dating apps. If you understand, it's because you're woke. If you don't understand, you're not woke. This coming in this live stream. If you like this live stream, make sure you go spam that like button, leave comments, share this live stream with your friends, subscribe to the channel at Wokeebucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below, and so will social media links. So make sure you go give those a check. But without further ado, this coming in this live stream. This is Wokeebucks, and I'm out, man.